So, Night City Wire Episode 2. I haven't really heard much about this other than it's got a bit new information on the life paths, and we're about to see a lot of new stuff on guns. So,
Gonna see new murder?
yes, we're going to see new ways to murderize in Night City. As in the everyday life of Night City. There's nothing out of the ordinary when it comes to murder in that town. So, hey, let's just go straight for it.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging the grave. Stepping up here with the stakes. City of dreams, city of...
Bang.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Night City Wire. This is the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. In today's episode, we're going to be deep diving into life paths and showing you a brand new gameplay video, as well as having a chat to Philip from our quest team. Then we're going behind the scenes and taking a look at how Refused to bringing the band Samurai to life. And then we're showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer, about just some of the tools of destruction that will be at your disposal in Night City. So let's get started. Street Kid, Nomad, or Corpo? Which will you
Nomad.
pick first?
I've already got my mind made up.
I think I'm gonna be a nomad myself.
Oh heck yeah, it's gonna be a Mad Max life for us.
I just wanna explore.
Definitely be getting plenty of that with the Nomad.
Well,
Yeah.
who do we have here? Grew up in Haywood. Whole street was my family.
Oh, this is the Valentino's
Neighbors
party.
helped each other out. Thought nothing of it.
I'm pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
Born here, live here, die here.
Childhood memories. Hopping buildings, running away from badges. Iron tasted blood from a split lip. Motherfucker. Got everybody fighting for a slice of the street.
Get the fuck out of
Wait a
here.
second.
Keep getting
Ah, crap. This is
Oh,
a
it's a
long-
problem.
Get the
motherfucker.
Is that street racing right here?
Oh,
I
possibly?
This looks like street racing right here. I can't think of what else that could possibly be. Holy crap.
Nah, it's just a line of cars. That's all it is, surely.
Surely. And man, aren't they some good looking cars? A little bit of everything
Man,
here.
I
It
like-
looks like a exotic up front, muscles, and... Well,
Each of these cars are worth more than what I can make in about 10 years in my profession.
probably. Also, did you notice that this has 2 sets of tires up front? You can see it
Hey,
behind that
man.
dude.
Hey man, sometimes you need double the power, and tires give you power.
When you need your Cadillac to have 6 wheels. That's crazy. Wow.
Well, let me tell you, if you get double
Everybody
the
fight
flat
for a
tire, you
slice
got
of
double the
street.
replacement.
Get the fuck out of Vista.
Keep
I
getting
guess I
drunk.
can't fault you
Find
on
some
that
stronger
logic.
chews.
Hey, Chumba.
Do you want to spend the rest of your days blasting scabs? Or become a legend overnight?
We have arrived. The Major.
Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come
Oh
on.
my.
What kind? Maybe?
Childhood. Let's see.
Oh.
Racing my
Okay.
bobber for the first time through the hills. Oh, and first
There's the
kiss in the middle
family.
of a synth cornfield.
A synth cornfield? Cornfield, Jesus. Well, this-
Synthetic food, because you gotta eat synthetic things for your synthetic body. Synthetically.
Because synthetically is the only way to do it in the future, I guess.
Absolutely. Can't wait to enjoy that synthetic sun.
Oh, yeah. This kind of reminds me of the town from New Vegas at the very beginning. Good Springs or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see that.
Make our family.
Yeah.
A choice.
Oh
forges
no,
strong
this
bonds
isn't
of
Far
higher
Cry
duty
4
and stands
Towers
solid
again,
and
is it?
older.
Oh no. This is how we're gonna open up our maps.
That's why I'm headed
Please
for
no.
Night City.
Oh,
Our family
so the
was
family
outcast
broke
among
in your
outcasts.
Nomad path.
Miss this, you know? Camaraderie.
I know. I saw it in your heart the first time we met.
They got this look like they're former race car
You
drivers
know what I always
too.
liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom. Not easy to come by in Night
What?
City. Corpse got
Did you just see that?
Yeah, what I
you know
missed.
I always liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom.
What's up with the
What
iguana?
the? Hey man, sometimes you just need a pet. He's family. Don't shun him.
It doesn't even look like it's a real iguana. It just looks like he has his hands in one of those little puppet things.
He's family. Leave him alone.
He's the only family you need.
He's the only one I ever talked to.
Outcasts.
I want an
What's
explanation
this?
there. That's
No?
kind of
Camaraderie.
interesting. Actually, this is a good talking point, though. In the world of Cyberpunk, a lot of animals are actually, how should I put it, flash
Synthetic?
clones.
Oh.
Well, I mean, synthetic, I guess, wouldn't be that far off, but a lot of animals are actually more or less clones, and a lot of them just are a little kind of robotic in a way, and just how they act. They don't really form attachments or anything. Because so many of the actual animals have died off in this universe now. So you wouldn't really... Having a real-life dog in this universe is actually extremely rare. Things like snakes and all that. So, hey, maybe the iguana is actually just a flash clone, basically, or synthetic, or robotic.
Okay, okay.
I saw it in your heart the first time we met.
So that'll be interesting.
You know what I always liked about nomads?
And, you can tell with these vehicles, they look like they're geared up for combat, just straight up. Combat and, like, off-roading, really hardcore. All this
Really?
armor.
Really liking the damaging model on the paint. Looks good.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of detail on that, and I mean you can see like they've even got just a small porthole cut open in this windshield. It's kind of like something out of Twisted Metal almost, if it was
Yeah.
77.
I was honestly kind of thinking a little bit like I wouldn't say precursor, but beforehand, like with the damage models you can see on a car when Paradise City came out, and how it looked super nice back then on like the 360 PS3, and you got the remaster, and it still looks pretty good, just upscaled. But damn, could you imagine a new Burnout game doing things now and having car models being this detailed?
Well, that's the thing. There's not really been any competitors since then. The closest thing is Wreckfest, and Wreckfest is more focused on the actual crunch and everything to a car, the realistic damage, versus Burnout's more arcade style. And I mean,
I wonder
you've
how-
seen even in Burnout Paradise how, like, even from one simple race, your car would have, like, half the paints, taken off, and...
The doors and the handles are like flying off. The windshield is kind of, munched in and everything. Oh, and every time when you crash really bad, you get that slow crunch feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I sure hope that these cars have some good crunchy sounds. Or is it going to be synthetic crunch?
I don't think it'll be to the extent that we see in, like, Burnout and such, but maybe it'll be closer to, like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 5's level. Because
Yeah,
GTA
you know what?
5 had a decent level.
Your taste, no,
You know what, that's fine. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people...
not easy to come by in Night City.
Maybe that was a puppet.
Corpse got their grubby.
No, I
claws
saw
in
its
it.
mouth moving slightly, and the tongue moving.
Well, I guess we have to be a nomad so we can find out.
Reports you
Yeah.
asked for.
It's the only way to know.
Supposed to be ready yesterday.
I'll be happy to do so.
The world's going to tear us apart when the word gets around.
Oh.
The world's never going to find out.
Corporate's doing something they shouldn't do.
You're going down with me. No, I'm not fucking joking.
This isn't a request, V. But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
If you work in our
Well,
side
I
of the
immediately
county,
don't want to be this person. I don't like puking.
Yeah.
Today, they got you to zero somebody. Tomorrow,
Hey, that was a little something interesting right there.
today,
Trauma Team Platinum membership, debit codes. I'm assuming this is just a little information chip on you know, a target that they're trying to go for. Arasaka
Oh,
bodyguard.
could be it. Bodyguard. This guy is looking, and I don't know if just because the suit may be hiding any sort of like formation on his body or anything, but he's looking kind of humanish, ain't he?
You mean like fully human?
Almost. He might just be a human.
I think the majority, almost everyone in this universe has, at the very least, just like the implant chip for their head. I think that's like the bare minimum most people have in this universe, but some do actually go unplugged, as far as I know in like the tabletop games and stuff.
What's the rules, Jack? Want to be top? Gotta have some skin in the game.
But you're not
More like gonna show some skin in the game.
Oh, Arasaka
No
is.
kidding.
And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for yourself, live for yourself. That's the
Only way to go with the corporate life. All about you. Yeah, I'm 100% going for Nomad, and then I'd probably do Street Rat or Street Kid on the second playthrough.
I was just about to say, I'm actually not sure about my first playthrough because both Nomad and Street Kid are looking a lot of fun. I feel like if I finally hate the world enough, I'll probably become corporate bullshit.
I'm wondering just how much of a head start comes with being a corporate.
Throughout the whole game, but let's start
You got money, right?
Yeah, but you're probably gonna have a fall from grace after the prologue, I'm assuming.
As an example,
That or you're weak as shit because the only thing you know is having a chip in your head saying, I can calculate money in my head. Yeah, but can you punch like 20 tons? What?
No
in
kidding.
the, let's say, lower life aspects.
Alright, so yeah, that was the Valentino game that we were seeing just there.
Also later on in
As far as I know, yeah, they're all about
but if you start as a
cars
Nomad, you
and rides,
actually
and
used to be
it
part
seems to be
of
a
the Nomad clan
Hispanic-focused
and the Nomad
game.
family. There's nomads that roam the deserts around Night City that we call the Badlands.
I guess that makes sense. A lot of Hispanics over here where I live, oh my god, everything about their life is like their car. They're always working on it, even in the sun like 80% of the day. It's a good hobby, though.
Yeah. Lowriders and tricking out their vehicles seem to be
You know, looking at those windmills just gets me thinking that it's actually one of those insignias of one of the car models. I just don't remember which one, but that looks like it belongs to That's it! Man, you really are no bad. You already know your stuff.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be seeing Mercedes in Cyberpunk, but yeah.
Gotta get that Mercedes-Benz, just same kind from Mario.
Oh god.
And that basically
The Mario
means
Kart
you're not at
edition.
home in the streets of Night
Oh
City
my god.
or in the deserts of the Badlands, but actually
Man,
inside the boardroom.
Arasaka's definitely got a set-in-stone aesthetic.
Which basically gives you the ability to
Super
sometimes
slick,
read
lots of
between the
black.
lines, read people when they're trying to do business, which of course can
Looks
give
like
you
something
many
straight
nice
out of
opportunities
sci-fi,
later on.
like a
So this
massive
isn't
ship.
just about the start of the game. Can you maybe help people understand how
Yeah.
this translates into the gameplay?
Yeah. So the thing is, we make Cyberpunk a real RPG, and part of that is that you can play your character from the start to the end. And of course, you know, we have these life paths affecting the beginning of the game, but we wanted to make it so you have your life path opportunities
Whoa.
throughout the whole game until the game is over. And as an example,
Hold up a second. What? I know we've seen this scene a few times now, but what am I looking at here? Is this a airship?
It's pod racing, obviously.
Whoa! Now this is pod racing. I mean, they're in some sort of racing hangar. You could tell by the sponsors, but I don't know.
You
this
can
looks
see
like
the hot rod.
Hmm?
You see the hot rod flames at the bottom right there, but let me tell you, it ain't no bunnies. See, now when you put the bunnies in there, it makes it go
as an
faster.
example, we do that by giving you additional options in dialogues. So I can give you one specific
Hot
example.
rod flames.
And this is a mission where you have to steal a flathead robot from the Maelstrom gang. Basically, those
Oh, so
Maelstromers
this is the
stole
spider
that
bot.
flathead before from a corporate transport,
So-
and the owner of the
Spider.
transport, Meredith
Yes,
Stout,
spider robot.
wanted
Yeah.
you to do something
No,
else. And this
tell
is an
the
option
robots to
set.
go away. They are
And
spider.
within
They are
that
spider
option, I'm gonna
zombies.
give you some options. So as an example, if you have a corporate life path,
They just want to
you
crawl
basically
all
know
over your
what
face.
Meredith Stout is really about. You can read between the lines, and you can get some additional options that maybe actually
Yes.
enable you.
I wonder how much time you're allowed to like
Things
select
that
an
are
option until the game's like, okay, you know what, you're taking too goddamn long.
I mean, we did see, like, in the earlier gameplay footage that they will make comments like, come on already, stop wasting my time, but I don't see, like, that telltale, you know, little timer around here where it shrinks down, so who knows if it actually will. Maybe it will,
Well,
like,
I
give
mean,
you 10, 20 seconds to answer, and then it's like, okay, you had enough time, we're auto-choosing.
yeah, I know some games are like that. I know like with a few specific like choices or endings for Far Cry 5, they kind of like force you to like go to a different path. One of them is almost like a quote-unquote joke ending because you didn't do something.
Yes, if you don't arrest the father, and same for Far Cry 4, if you actually sit in your seat and don't do anything at the very beginning,
Yeah.
it gives you the early ending.
Oh yeah, for 4, yeah.
That's actually what I did on my first playthrough.
We, as an example, don't give you a specific new dialogue option in that dialogue, because as a street kid, you do not have a lot of experience dealing with higher-up people like Meredith Stout.
I actually got Far Cry 4 on my PC. I should play that.
Your life path very well.
Totally worth
so
it.
later, when you actually talk to the Maelstrom gang, one member of the gang offers you some illegal substance, but as a street kid, you actually know what this is about. You can talk some shop with him, and that might actually make the character
being
like
a street kid comes with, you know, actual street life knowledge, including how you identify drugs and whatnot.
Philip, I do have a couple of extra questions for you based on the video.
This is a synth.
And the first is about nomads.
Synthetic drugs.
So the Nomad life path, this starts in a place called the Badlands. Is this somewhere
Oh
you
man,
get
that
to
is a cool
visit
truck. I
even
want
if
to
you don't
take it
Nomad
jumping
to
over
start with?
dunes.
Yes, absolutely. So the thing is, Night City is surrounded by this huge landscape that we call the Badlands. And
There's smaller vehicles you can really feel the way for, like ATVs or something.
Oh yeah.
Probably not, because you probably want to be more in a car that's more suitable, but ooh. Ooh, is this a cockpit?
What was that?
Is this a cockpit view of whatever car you're in right now?
Yeah. You can see the windshield here, and the, I guess it's the door. And there's a view of Night City. This is really cool.
It's so interesting to have like these two different polar opposites kind of next to one another. But again, I guess that's also Nevada in the general, right? Las Vegas City, and then you got the basic wasteland all around it.
So, leaving South California. Here's the thing, Night City, I'm trying to remember where was it said? I thought they said like north of San Diego. Let me actually open my book, because I have it right here. Maybe it's out.
Oh.
Let's see. About the entire town of Morro Bay. No, I don't think that's actually a real city. It was Night City was originally called Coronado City. Nah, I'd have to actually Google search it, but yeah, it's somewhere like north of San Diego, I think, or LA. One of those two, basically. It's in Northern California. That's what I know. I'm not looking at a map or anything. That's just what I remember. Mike Pondsmith has made a comment about it a couple times before, but I just don't remember.
Well, we still got 57 years to make our own Night City, so we got time.
I don't know if we want to make our own Night City, man.
There's global warming.
I want Light City.
Live out there, don't really Badlands.
Hold up.
It's the Badlands. It's bad.
There have been many wars in the past. There's global warming.
This is like how I'll do like a bit of a loading screen between like going to Night City and then go to the Badlands.
That's the funny thing, is they say there is no loading screens in this game after you booted it up.
We of course also want to tell their stories.
Ah, interesting.
We want to tell many different stories throughout the cyberpunk genre, which means that you will also find missions that lead you out in the Badlands, or where you deal with the people living there.
This will be a really short tangent, but
or where you deal with the people living there.
Well, I don't know. I guess I could comment on it. So when it comes to tech and cyberpunk, they recently made Cyberpunk Red, the tabletop RPG set between 2020 and 2077, and they made a comment about how here's the thing with technology during the time of the Red in the mid 2050s and 2060s was manufacturing basically stopped. So what technology that there is all you can really find. And Mike Pondsmith has made multiple comments about how, like, so taking into the fact that you can get a cell phone and stuff still, it's just you have to find existing ones, and they can go for a pretty price. And people actually make it their lives hunting out like cargo ships and cargo containers just full of them out there, because he stressed how there is millions upon millions of cell phones made every year now. So,
right.
technology like that could be very,
which means
you
that
know,
you will also find missions that lead you out in the Badlands, or where you deal with
valuable
people
and
living
very
there.
important to get your hands on.
Well, I can't wait to spend about $1 million just for a freaking Nokia phone that survived the nuclear war. But hey, at least I can play Snake on the go.
Padre is actually one
That's
of
what
the fixers
matters.
in Night City.
Just give me a
And
Nokia,
fixers
I'll be
are people
fine.
that work as intermediaries. So if someone
fixers.
who has a lot of
Technology
money needs a
Be so
problem,
old that, you know,
they
people
go
can't like
to
hotwire your
fixers
phone calls or anything like that unless with like
solve that
the,
problem. And
you
these
know,
people are people like
whatever
you,
new way that you can
cyberpunk.
communicate with people.
Fixers are very territorial. So
Funny that
Padre
you say that,
specifically
because
works
yeah,
from
that might be a question. I mean, what do you do when you have such old tech that a netrunner's expecting to, you know, interface with then some new hot computer, but oh wait, no. What is this guy doing using something that's like 40 years old?
I don't know the net coding on this. Oh no!
Haywood,
I don't
which
know
is
how to
where
break
you as
into
a kid
this.
grew up in, so you
That's an
already know
interesting
him.
thought.
You might have already seen another one of our fixers who is called Dexter Deshawn, and he works in a different part of the city. So
I guess with
specifically
each life
Padre,
path,
you
we
might know him
will
as a
wind up
street
getting in
kid,
touch with a
but even
fixer
if you
no
played
matter
other
what
life paths,
to give us our
you
work.
might sooner or later meet him because he's operating in Haywood, which is a pretty big place with many good jobs. So if you want to make some cash there, you will sooner or later deal with Padre.
Philip, thank you so much for joining us. Now, on my first playthrough, pretty sure I'm going to be picking Nomad. But for those watching, we would love to know what you'll be picking. So have a think about it and send us a tweet. Don't forget that later in this episode, we're going to be showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer, about just some of the tools of
Exactly what those swords people are gonna make next.
in Night City. But before that, let's talk about
Yeah,
music.
I'm kind of curious about
Because
it.
music plays a huge part in bringing Night City to life.
I definitely
Now,
need to see how the
episodes,
melee
we're gonna talk
combat
about
plays
things
out in
like
this.
radio
I'm
stations and
I'm really
even
curious
the
just because
original
first-person melee
But
combat
today, we're
struggles a
gonna take
lot.
look behind the scenes at how Refused is bringing Johnny
I hear
Silverhand
Dying Light
and
melee combat's pretty decent. But that's also because you're also doing it with zombies, so.
It did feel good in that
write
one.
these lyrics
I'll give
for
it that.
myself.
Dying Light's good as well.
So it's kind of interesting
Supreme
to get into
Samurai
like,
now on
the
Spotify.
mindset of who is this character, what was they were
Like
like,
Supreme. That,
what's their agenda.
it sounds like it should be like a Supreme.
Yeah. Oh, so this is
It's interesting
Johnny's
to try
apartment,
to,
I'm
like,
guessing.
catch a language that's his.
It's him.
Try to
It's everyone who. It's the guy that everyone loves.
this game.
John Wick
It's interesting to try.
No,
to-
Norman Reedus.
and the Funky Fetus.
I can't believe he's getting a part of the game. I'm so happy for him. I'm glad he's a part of something big.
It blows me away, and especially considering that this isn't his like first foray into Cyberpunk either. I mean, he's played a. This isn't his first time playing a Johnny character in Cyberpunk. Actually, I should add, because he played in the movie called Johnny Mnemonic. I'm probably butchering the last word, but yeah, he's done a lot of stuff in Cyberpunk, and he's definitely got a fascination for the genre. It seems like.
He's in the game with being John. He went to a movie where he's Johnny. He has a movie where he's John Wick. Is there any other Johns I need to know?
No, but there is Neo.
Neo John.
Yeah. And I guess we're getting a sneak peek at some of the other albums here.
I was about to say, man, I didn't know he had such a music taste.
Yeah, this is his
What are
stuff he's
these
made.
Oni masks?
No, this is what he's made. This is his band, Samurai.
Oh, okay. I thought they were like albums for like music or whatever, like you said with Spotify.
Yeah, I know that this is Never Fade Away. That's on Spotify. This is Chippin' In, also on Spotify, by the band Refused, and that's who's talking right now, actually. This one, I've got no idea what it says. Blister Torque or something, and something Eurodyne Second Conflict.
That sounds like something you would expect from Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Man, his models look great.
Well, when you're paying as much as you are for this guy, he better look good.
Right.
It's like with the game 50 Cent. If everyone else is gonna look like crap, at least 50 Cent has enough texture to look like 50 Cent.
There's a reason why we're here.
Fair point. Now, question: are you familiar with the band Refused at all?
I don't think so.
Or maybe who
Yeah, because I can't say I've heard of him prior to
he
this.
refused, and he knew my voice, and he said, "Oh, that's a perfect voice for
Dennis Liz. Oh my god, I can't even say that. I'm not gonna butcher this dude's name.
And they wanted, I guess, a sound that was a bit contemporary from when Johnny's supposed to have had the band.
David
He's sort of like an anti-establishment kind of guy.
Gonna drag a corporal rat on stage, make him kneel, douse him with gas, then light him up.
So of course, there are things that you can relate to, and like just like this
We're gonna get to
outcast
see
and
Johnny
rebel
burn someone
fight
alive.
against, like the corporal. That's definitely something
Maybe.
that's been
Oh,
part of my
ooh.
life and a part of the few stuff.
He's being John Wick. He's being John Wick.
He's whipping out a.
He's like the
Wait,
future
wait a
Like-
minute.
That's
Question.
definitely some.
You remember the
Huh?
brain dance stuff from last time?
A little, I think.
You think this might be a brain dance right here, or are we, since we have Johnny's chip in our head, are we gonna get like flashbacks to his life?
Oh? Is this supposed to be like what he was when he was a little bit younger, or what he did in the past? Are we mind jacking him?
It's hard to say. I mean, Johnny. God, what year did he die? He technically died in somewhere like around 2020 to 2024, I think, within that range. I think it might be 2022. That's just speculation. I just remember reading that in the wiki. It's around the time he died was to the nuke. So this is probably him at a show on a bar or something, or a small concert hall, and who knows, 2019, 2018, could be something.
That's been a part of my life and a part of the Fuse life.
We came out of the punk rock scene of northern Sweden.
He's like
so
the
they're
future
Swedish
version of
band.
us.
Oh.
So I
Swedish.
think it
How
makes sense.
sweetie.
I thought it makes sense for
It's
us
always the Swedish.
to be here making these songs about him or for him. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. No drills. But yeah, but like wide vibrato.
I wish I knew what these terms meant.
And then just sort of build. Yeah, slowly build.
I feel bad not being more familiar with
We don't have a different
guitar
mode and
lingo.
going all in, so we really worked on these songs, trying to make them as good as possible. Then they're not actually our songs.
It's interesting as a musician to play another musician, because that's essentially what we're doing. I mean, we're not here as Refuse, we're here as Samurai. And I'm here as Johnny Silverhand, you know, so it's like the voice we were.
Oh, hey. That was pretty cool. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting as a
Ooh.
musician.
Let me
to
rewind. Oh, crap. Did I
play
rewind
another
too far?
musician. We're here as Samurai.
Is it playing in like a subway
And I'm
tunnel?
here as Johnny
Looked like it,
Silverhand.
yeah.
So it's like the voice we're representing here.
Cool animation.
It's
I feel kind of bad saying this, but I cannot see that voice coming out of like Keanu Reeves. That seems like a pretty distinct difference between those two voices. That guy does not look happy.
I mean, the shouting in itself is just like second nature.
Sound of
to me.
concentration.
I've been
Just
doing this for a
the
very
power
long
in
time.
music is just so much.
Then when someone comes in and says,
I'm happy with everything except for Azalin.
Oh.
Again, it's Azza. Azza. Okay.
the shouting's great, but think of that.
He's
accent,
nitpicking
or
it.
Think of that like enunciation. It's a bit
You know
weird
what?
because it is it's
Music
a very different way
be
of
like
singing
that.
when
When you're an
sing.
artist, everything you gotta
It's hard
nitpick.
to sort of
I think that's the truth.
Syllables there.
adjust your accent.
Oh yeah, just try it again.
So it's been a bit kind of frustrating.
I feel like that's an understatement from him.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
But I mean, I get it. I mean, we have to maintain the illusion that this character that's.
Is there something you want to say, buddy?
With me, like when I'm singing it, so it makes sense.
Oh man, that animation looks so cool.
To have someone telling you exactly how to enunciate things, because I'm not used to, usually people are just like give me a thumbs up, and then like you think the things like the rhythm, and you think about the pitch, and you think about
that does have to be hard though, trying to impersonate someone else in their fictional band, you know.
So it's been a very painful.
Can't really imagine how much trouble that'd be.
It's alright.
Yeah, at least a little fun.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's probably gonna catch a lot of traction for his performance in this, I think.
It's a very interesting thing to be part of. As a person that's not a gamer,
it's pretty cool to see them going all out like this, though.
If people like these songs and if people are excited, then that's gonna be great. I mean, we are spending a lot of times trying to get this right, trying to get it to sound like, you know, like samurai would sound, you know. So it's quite interesting. It's a very different way of making music, actually.
Well, from everything I've listened to so far from them, they've done a great job. I do strongly recommend checking out Chippin'
Samurai
In.
tracks available on streaming services: Chippin' In, Never Fade Away, and The Ballad of Buck Gravers. But we're excited to announce a fourth new song called A Like Supreme, which is coming to streaming services today. That means you can check it out.
I think I actually got to preview that earlier.
Don't forget that if you're tuning in late,
A Like Supreme. It just, that title just sounds wrong.
I know, the grammar bugs me.
Next up, Pavel and I are going to introduce you to some...
Maybe that just makes it cool. That's the 2070 way.
Who knows what's with their lingo and, you know, their street talk. Tools of Destruction. I love these transitions.
Oh yes, my favorite Ratchet & Clank game.
You see that billboard? Hate your meat.
Hate your meat. Hey man, I hate my meat every day. I'd purposely rip it off just like that.
God, this is a jacked up billboard. Dude,
Itchy.
off his own face.
Tasty.
I have a job for you.
You just had to go there.
A client of mine is making an arm
You had to.
He needs
Damn right.
It could get hot, very hot. The
Andy
gun
has such
dealers
a
on
cool
Maelstrom.
apartment.
It could get hot. Yeah, you're right. You get Keanu Reeves involved and it suddenly become extremely hot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty accurate. I don't get what's up with the katanas in this universe. I keep noticing in art and like some of the figurines and stuff, they're always one singular color, the whole thing. I don't get the point of that. Like the figurine I got comes with a completely pink katana. I'm like,
You got a pink one? Oh, lucky. That's super special edition, extra chocolatey triple X special.
You better gear up for this.
that's the cool kids edition. God.
Sure.
That's a lot of guns. Semi-automatic, chargeable.
I wonder how far you can customize.
As far as I can tell, it's pretty moddable from everything I heard. Scopes, attachments, barrel modifications, grips. You know, stuff like you'd see in Battlefield or Call of Duty by the sound of it.
I wonder how the progression is gonna go. Like, if you gotta like pay for these, or you gotta find scrap parts and you customize it yourself, a la Fallout way.
I'm wondering because there's no telling if it's like, okay, you can pick up the mods and attach them, or maybe you have to get them from, you know, you loot somewhere, you pick them up out of a chest or container, or their rewards, stuff like that, or yeah, crafting and buying. Who knows?
Yeah.
Steel ammunition pierces like concrete like cardboard. Holy crap! Was a sniper? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Jeez.
I do love me a sexy reload.
Yeah, you can see the jet rounds sticking out of that. Oh! Just blew off his leg right there. Smart guns.
Ah, yes. This is gonna be the Titanfall 2 guns.
Yeah. Look at that. That was a shotgun right there. That was a shotgun.
Finally, inaccuracy above 20%.
And they all hit his head. Oh,
That's kind of devastating.
I have not seen a game with a smart shotgun. That's a new one. And smart sniper rifle? Anti-material rifle?
Let me tell you, there's some anti-materials all over that guy's face right now.
Ain't that? That's an understatement. Whoa. Wait a second. Oh, man, so cool. Gorilla arms. Oh! Missile launcher in your hand.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I have to pause just for a second here.
Okay.
Because something just clicked with me when I was watching that little bit right there.
Oh yeah?
So with all this cyberware here, I'm assuming that you can only have one installed at a time. Probably.
Possibly?
Because I can't imagine, you know, fitting all of this into one arm, or even two of them. Maybe the mono wire, maybe, because that seems like a little wire in your wrist. But I guess these will probably be like one singular upgrade that you have to choose from, and which, I mean, if that's the case, what would you want? A wire that you can hack people at range with, a grenade launcher in your wrist, arm to basically like one-hit KO enemies and rip open locked doors, or Mantis Blades for like the ultimate stealth takedowns.
Said red open locked doors. I know exactly what I'm going for.
You want the gorilla arms?
I'm the one guy who puts all of his points in a I was about to say DDR, D&D character just to make sure, hey, can I pick this lock? Yes, you can. You're high enough level. Cool.
Fair enough.
I'm the guy in Last of Us who has like 20 shivs on hand to make sure I can open any locked door.
Oh, that was completely me too. Yeah, it looks really cool though. Holy crap, I like that.
Sovi, are you willing?
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm sold on that. Holy crap.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining me. Now, there was an awful lot in that video, right? Because it's more than just guns.
Absolutely. We have melee weapons.
Yeah, the synthetics
weapons,
too.
Cyberware. We have offensive cyberware, defensive
Right.
cyberware, armor. We could talk for hours and hours.
I am
about
curious
this
really
stuff.
quick. What did you think about that
just
melee
for today's
combat?
episode, we should keep it simple and let's just talk about guns. Can you tell us?
There's not a lot of games I go out there to play for melee focused stuff. The most things you'd be shooty shooty bang bang, or I'm taking my turn to swing my giant ass sword to your face. So, and also I'm bad at fighting games, so hand to hand combat is not my forte. So I guess it all depends on how it feels when you play it.
Yeah.
So you can hit
I don't know what to think
But,
about
like,
the animations.
behind cover or hiding behind a wall.
I was just gonna say, oh my god. I was just gonna say, cause even with like the small combat, I played melee for like Mirror's Edge, one in the prequel one. It didn't feel right, but I also know the game wasn't exactly built around to be like, this is a melee combat game, melee simulation.
Yeah. The melee combat at least felt nice in that game. The animations were pretty on point, and the takedowns or disarming attacks, that's where it really came in handy, was disarming.
Yeah, those absolutely were cool. You just gotta wait for the AI to be stupid to be like, I'm gonna swing my hand with my gun and not shoot you, and you're like, oh, you swung.
Cannot is ricochet bullets off of surfaces. So you can hit somebody hiding behind cover or
It's
hiding
crazy to
behind
me,
a wall.
ricochet
Now,
shotgun
tech weapons, on the other
bullets.
hand, use electromagnetic power to propel a fully metal projectile to extreme velocity.
Oh, so
What
it's
that allows them
magnets.
to do is to punch through cover or punch through walls to hit somebody who's not even aware that you're there. Smart weapons use guided
Well,
missile technology
if that's able to punch
actually
through walls,
punch
then
through cover.
you'd think that they would have a cyberware for it to, you know, like see the heat signatures of people maybe or something. See people through walls, kind of like Deus Ex. Combine that with being able to just shoot right through the cover, then holy crap, that sounds devastating.
You remember there's one gun on you play Time Splitters, right?
Aware
Yes.
that you're there.
You know, Future Perfect, they have that one rifle that you can see through walls. You can see the hit signature of a guy, and even if they're like behind like a few walls, I think you can actually shoot right through it. It just be a little weaker, but you can still shoot them.
God, what was that? The sci-fi gun?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I think it had like a good amount of bullets in it too, because it was made to be weak and it's even work you through walls. But damn, if you could just lock on a character, oh, it's over.
I remember, what was it? The Perfect Dark game on N64 apparently had a gun that did the same thing too.
Yes, I believe it's by the same developers. The people who did Golden Gun did the same on Time Splitters. They moved on to Time Splitters.
So Pavel, Cyberpunk
people from
doesn't
Rare.
just contain FPS elements, right? It's also a fully
Yeah,
fledged
Rare and Free
RPG.
Radical.
So can you tell
Yeah.
us how you guys approached introducing those RPG elements into gunplay?
So I can tell you one thing, Holly. It wasn't easy to merge those two elements together. Now, we've spent a considerable amount of time
That's cheesy.
merging the RPG and FPP side of our game. What the player will experience is that V changes from a small-time mercenary to
God,
a legend in the
that's
world of
brutal
Night
to be
City.
hit like
V
that.
becomes more and more proficient in using weapons as the game progresses. So they will
I've seen
see that
from
reload
the earlier gameplay footage that, yeah, as you use pistols and stuff over time, your skills with each one of those, you know, classes of weapon individually, pistol, rifle, shotgun, will level up each. So that'll probably be something to bear in mind, is your efficiency with each type of gun.
become shorter. The accuracy
Kind of sort of reminds me of like when the first Borderlands was trying to do something like that, where if you kill with the specific weapons, you get a little bit more damage to them.
more in your control.
Didn't
and
it
that
actually
gives
come with
you
like the
more
what do you call it,
opportunities
badass
to
range?
defeat the biggest encounters that will for you.
They eventually did something along the lines of that.
Questions for you, Pavel, if you're feeling up to it.
Alright.
Of course.
Okay, well the first is going to be, how do you find more weapons in Night City? Like, where will players be looking for them?
So I expect the players to look everywhere for new and exciting weapons. You can of course buy weapons at vendor shops, and they will house an entire catalog of weaponry that you can get.
Give me a
However,
discount.
the best weapons that you can find will be taken from enemies or loot caches that we have everywhere.
Jesus,
in Night City.
did they-
The weapons rarities range
That dude get
from
part of his
common
head
that you
blown
can
off?
find will be
It looked pretty, didn't it?
God, that is a lot of gore.
taken from
Yeah, it blew off only part of his head. You see that?
Only part.
Yeah, just the right side of it. Look at that.
Oh, damn, yeah, you're right.
or loot caches
That's
that we
freaking
have
nuts.
everywhere in Night City. The weapons rarities range
I'm wondering
from
what's up with these
common
guys wearing
to
like the
uncommon up to rare and then
what
legendary.
do I say?
And as they
The
go in
Watch
rarity,
Dogs
they actually
Legion looking
climb in
mass.
power. However, legendary
Oh, yeah.
weapons are
Or
very specific
Daft
in
Punk
such a way that
stuff.
they possess unique abilities that you will find on no other weapons
Oh
in the
my
game.
God, that is
the players
nuts.
will actually need to make some tough choices to find some legendary weapons, because maybe they need to choose whether to kill a person who holds the legendary weapons that they want.
Hey, if it's a bad
or to
person, they'll
spare
kill him,
them
but
because they like them as a character.
So next question.
they're a good
let's
character
talk
then.
about
Like him as a
weapon
character.
modification. What mods
Believe me, if
do you
Handsome Jack had a super legendary weapon, I'd kill him in a heartbeat before Borderlands 2 happened.
One
Oh,
of
that's a
them would
different
be
story.
modifications that we call attachments. So these would be scopes and
Now, if somebody's holding the
silencers, and you can
Doomslayer
see
super
them
shotgun,
actually
then
being
we're gonna have a
attached to your
dilemma
weapon
there.
as you're playing the game. They give you statistics advantage,
think I probably
and they
would
give
kill
you
for
more
that.
opportunities in gameplay. The
You
other
are the only one.
mods would be software mods. Now these are basically small
Hold
chips
up,
that you
hold up.
install in your
Let me catch
to
what
your
he said there
weapon as
again.
you're playing the game. They give you statistics
So you'll get to see the
advantage,
mods as
and
you
they
put
give
them
you
on.
more opportunities in gameplay. The other part of mods would be software mods. Now these are basically
mods.
small chips that you install in your weapon, and they actually change the statistics of the gun. They can give
Really?
you damage, they can give you accuracy, or they can give you more fire rate. Some of those mods actually change the gunplay on a more fundamental level, so they can give you non-lethal rounds, biochemical rounds, to tear through that armor even faster.
So I suppose
Well, I'm wondering what the point of non-lethal rounds in this game would be. Oh, there's some missions
Yeah.
that would explicitly tell you, hey, don't kill anyone or something, or...
Are we going for like Metal Gear Solid 3 where you can actually use some sort of like trank or just kind of knock them out Batman style?
Yeah. Or if somebody, I guess, wants to do like a, you know, a quote-unquote pacifist run.
Maybe you could do that for a guy and be like, "Hey, I don't want to kill you for that legendary weapon, but I'll knock you out."
Hey, that's something to keep in mind, I guess.
That it's hard to choose just one. But
As long
I
as
can
it
mention
works.
some manufacturers with their weapons that I absolutely adore. The first manufacturer would be Tsunami Defense Systems, who produces the sniper rifle Nekomata.
Okay, so
that's
it
a
is a
tech
sniper
rifle. That means that it can pierce through walls, so it can actually hit somebody who's hiding behind cover or who doesn't even know you're there. Of course, I also like a close quarters approach, and what that needs is a shotgun. One of the shotguns that we have in the game is Budget Arms Carnage. Now that thing is cut
You
from
seen the
pure
size of the
steel,
shells
and it
on
weighs
that
a
thing?
ton.
It's pretty big.
Holy crap, it's like he's loading up a China Lake or something, or a grenade launcher.
Now that thing is cut from pure steel, and it weighs a ton. However, you can cut
Jeez.
a person clean in half with it. Another shotgun that I absolutely
It looks
love,
like a hand
it's for
cannon,
more
a
refined
literal
approach, I would
cannon.
say, is a
Oh man, now if we're talking about hand cannons from Resident Evil 4, we'd be talking.
Oh god.
and that means
That's
you can
probably a
track
weapon class
8
in here.
targets independently.
It is in
Now,
the
killing
tabletop
an
game.
entire room
Heavy
was not
pistols
Oh.
and super heavy pistols.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having
Stuff like a, you know,
I'm actually
Desert
pretty
Eagle
interested to
equivalent.
see what kind of weapons people discover when
I was
they
about to say heavy pistol. You mean Magnum?
Yeah.
Before we end episode 2, this is a reminder that those who wish to dive deeper
Hey,
into
I've got
the
this
lore
book right
can
here,
now
in fact.
pick
It's
up
right
The
next to me on
World
my
of
desk.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Wow,
This is
nerd.
a book
I know,
created
right?
In collaboration with Dark Horse
I'm a
Books that
loser.
will give you an
But the
extensive look
deluxe
at what
edition of
makes
this
Night
really
City
cool
tick
book.
before jumping into the
Come on,
game.
flex harder for them.
That is it for
It's an
today's
awesome
episode.
book.
Thank
That's
you
all
so
I
much
wanna
for
say.
joining us. Don't forget that if you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels shortly. Thank
Okay.
you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back with Night City Wire Episode 3 soon.
Alright. That was pretty dang cool. I
Yeah.
think I like this one even more than last time. Ooh. Trauma Team.
I think this one did a little better with like not only explain where your character, how it's gonna start off with your character, and also a little bit more of Keanu Reeves' character in it as well, which is a good little tidbit, especially with the artist being into it. But I feel like the last one did a little bit more, represent a little bit of what the game is about, and a little bit some of the mechanics on there. But once you have to done that, then yeah, I guess it's better to kind of focus on and be like, okay, so you know how this is gonna be. It's a shooter game. Here's how cool you can be.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. I was really impressed with all the guns and gunplay that they showed, because I don't feel like we've really seen enough, and they've been commenting on how they've changed it as of recently.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that. I liked seeing all these new types of guns. I'm pretty sure that's not all of them, but yeah. The legendary classes, the, you know, ones that are going through walls, the smart bullets, and then the ridiculously oversized shells. I thought all
Oh
of
my
neat.
god. Seeing them all reloaded specific ways looked so good.
Oh yeah. And man, I like what I've just seen of the life paths. This looks so awesome. You can see all this life beyond on the Mad Max styled wasteland. That's just freaking awesome.
Loving all the details from like the looks and of the interior of the cars to all these buildings and just being like,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. The car interiors and everything. I mean,
they put in a whole lot of focus for someone who hasn't made cars in their video games, only horses. And let me tell you, the interior of a horse is a little different than this. A lot messier too.
Yeah. You got your Frappuccino, you got your takeout, you got your I Love Night City sticker. This is really cool. I like it.
Hey man, as long as you got a coffee holder right there, I'm golden.
That's all you need, right?
gives me the power.
Yeah, they went above and beyond on it. I'm genuinely impressed. I think this is some of the excitement I was hoping to get out of it. I love everything I watched, and goodness, do you think there's anything else worth pointing out?
Not that I can think on the top of my head. Everything's looking a little bit more in depth from what we already saw from 1. Just a little bit more in depth, like not character creation, but your character paths and some of the main point characters that's going to be in the game, having a little bit more shed of light on them, which was nice.
Yeah. And are you
Better seeing Mr. Big Pimp Daddy.
Completely. And are you liking the look of the driving and how vast it seems like the Badlands is?
Still a little curious about how the whole driving thing is gonna work for people who hasn't really like made physics in a car before. Like with my small time of playing games with car from like both the arcade perspective of Burnout to slightly more realistic like Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm curious to see if that's gonna have like a very small mix of the two with their own kind of like ways decoding the cars. So curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, as far as I know, vehicle control and melee combat are the things that they really want to work on, like the most right now, from what I've heard. But
yeah,
oh, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, with all of the times they've been pushing this game back and everything, I'm sure they've been doing a little bit extra fine tuning on all that.
Oh yeah, totally. They've been giving a lot of love and hard work, I'd say.
Yeah. So still gotta wait for November. Whew.
November 19th, and who knows if they delay it again. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at this point.
Could you imagine if nothing would have happened this year, you already would have been playing this game now?
Why do you have to make me sad?
It's the news that just keeps on giving.
God.
It's okay, I have to tell my family the same thing.
Fair point. I can't argue with that. And, yeah, other than that, about the only other thing I'm curious about is, Johnny Silverhand stuff is cool. I'll definitely give the new track a listen to, and I'm more excited than ever. Quite pleased with what
I sure hope if he ever comes to like a gaming con for whatever reason, he'll dress up as this character on here.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. And they got the
Wouldn't
model
that
spot on too.
It'd be so cool.
That motion capture stuff and actual physical capture is just amazing.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, if that wraps up about everything, then will you be joining for Night City Wire episode 3?
I'll be here for it.
Sweet.
Just show me the fence.
I'll make sure to do that. Alright. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Alright, and we'll see everyone next time. Let's look forward to more Cyberpunk here in the future.
And with that, goodbye.